characteristics I see in my wife, I saw in my mother, I see that same characteristics in my wife. And I said, wow, that is my mother in a different body that God has prepared for me. And I thank God that I am so blessed to have such two women in my life. Also, my mother-in-law, wherever you are, if you are watching, Mark Christie, I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. You are such a wonderful and amazing mother. Really quick, before we start the show, we will start from Dr. Osei. Dr. Osei, Doc, I want you to share with me just, something you want to share with your Mother's Day on such day like this. Do you have something to say to your wife or even your mother or also the viewers watching?
Thank you very much, Pastor. And like you said, tomorrow will be Mother's Day. And actually, I started today. And I'm so grateful to God to have my mom and my wife right here with me today. I thank God that these two women are actually the ones that I rely upon. They've done a lot for me, praying for me, feeding me, and above all, caring for me. So on this special day, I just want to say a big thank you to all mothers, especially my mom, Akuabima, and my wife, Sylvia Pukua. Say, we love you all. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. That's good to hear. You are a lucky man to have both of your mom, your wife at the same time. Lucky man. God bless you. Ada Ben Mark and Ada, you want to quickly share something with our mothers watching? And also, I know your wife who also double up as a district secretary. I know she's watching you. She want to hear something from you. What do you have to share with the mothers on this show?
Words cannot explain, words cannot express appreciation. As a matter of fact, my parents or my mom passed away probably 19 years ago. So since then, I've actually considered my wife as my mom, because sometimes you find it very difficult to accept that, but then you have to bring some humility to yourself to learn. And she basically co-joined opinions from my mother-in-law, who is also actually in the morgue as I'm talking now. And I wish she was alive, but that's okay. So I want to use this opportunity to express my deepest appreciation to my wife. I am who I am now because of some corrections, some suggestions, some ideas. Sometimes it's a little tough, but I've come to believe that she was put in my life for a reason. So I want to use this opportunity to say happy Mother's Day, and may the good Lord grant her more grace to be my counselor and my shepherd. So thank you to my wife, my only beloved one, and my special one called Obaya. It's amazing that we all have the Ya names. Yeah.
Wow. So your mom have the Ya name and your wife also have Ya.
Sort of.
Okay, so you are also a lucky man like me. All right. That sounds good. I believe that if Deaconess is watching, she will be happy. Also, Elder Nsiah, this is your first time on this show. Once again, welcome you, Elder. We want you to share something with our mothers watching and also the viewers on Mother's Day.
Yeah, just first want to say thank you so much for the invitation to be part of this wonderful program. As Mother's Day is on, and as everyone has said, growing up, I've had the opportunity to have so many mothers, and so many women who have been mothers to me in several ways. There are times my mom, the one who gave birth to me, would travel, and then there are other people who have to take over. I've had so many mothers, and I just want to take this opportunity to say I appreciate each one of them for all the contributions, everything that they've done in my life. I really love them for all of that. I am married. I want to wish my wife also a happy Mother's Day. And I have sisters as well who are all mothers. So a happy Mother's Day to them and to all my in-laws as well. God bless them.
All right. Okay. All right. All right. I believe that wherever your wife is, he will be watching. He'll be watching. And if he's not live watching, later on, you can tell her to go to Facebook, on YouTube, Living Hope with Pastor Richard, and she will have opportunity to watch the show there. Amen.
Amen.
So viewers, I want to remind you again, since we are Zoom, I want to encourage you that you can at the same time log in onto Facebook, and with Facebook, Pastor Richard, you can just type Richard Nsiah, and you can watch the show there. At the same, you can also go to YouTube, Living Hope with Pastor Richard, and you get the show live from YouTube. So, really quick, I know coronavirus is one of the hardest topic right now. Nobody thought anything can just keep people in their house, shut down the whole entire nation. Aircraft cannot move. Nobody thought the church can be shut down for 2 good months, that we cannot open the building of the church. Something is happening. Something is going on. And it's so strange to everybody. But really quick, Nsiah, who is also the lawyer for COP USA, work in the national office. We are glad to have our elder on this week. Elder, when I say coronavirus, what comes in your mind?
Yes, I will try and talk about it, but I know that my big brother Paul here has, because of his background, will have more insight on it. But I mean, obviously, as you said, coronavirus is the deadly wave that has been all over the place, taking the whole world and putting everything into chaos, where we have ourselves locked up in our houses for the most part. Very few people are able to do the regular and normal activities that they do, and we know how dangerous it is, because just by looking at the numbers out there, the number of people who have been infected, the symptoms and how this disease has dealt with them, you realize that it is it's a very strange and serious thing. I don't have a lot of science background, but I am aware of the fact that the virus changes its ways. I mean, as it goes across, there are so many changes such that the way it acts in the United States, well, it's not really the same as the way it kind of shows up in certain other parts of the world. And I think that has made it very difficult also for our experts and the people in the science background to help deal with the issue, especially with the vaccine issue. And so, I mean, as every layman, as every layman who has no scientific background, I see the virus as a virus, some scary thing out there, which is making life very unusual for almost every one of us.
All right. The virus is making things unusual for every one of us. Well said, Elder. God Richard bless you. So, Doctor, I mean, for me, if you talk about coronavirus, one thing that comes in my mind, the panic. A lot of people are panicking. A lot of people are afraid. People even think that life is going to be like this, wearing masks, going to Costco and Kroger's. People think, when are we going to go to work? When is the vaccine going to come? Doc, what comes in your mind when we talk about coronavirus?
Thank you very much, Pastor. So when we talk about coronavirus, it's one of the many viruses that we have. unfortunately, this kind of virus mutates so fast. So it changes its RNA composition so fast, such that it's hard for us to pinpoint this specific virus for like treatment. So when we talk about coronavirus, I see it as one of the many viruses that we do not have treatment for. And we will find a treatment for it, but it will take time. It won't be that easy, but it will take time for us to get. And it's causing panic all over the world. And the reason being that we don't have an antidote for that. And whenever you don't have an antidote for a problem, the most thing that comes up is that people will start what? Panicking. But I believe that as people have gathered together and there are so many research going on, we will find a vaccine. That is the most important thing. So the very moment we get a vaccine for this virus, and I believe all the panicking or anything that's going on, people will start relaxing.
People will start relaxing when we get the vaccine for the virus. And we keep asking, when is the vaccine going to arrive? When?
So with the question about when, so I have heard about a lot of people saying somewhere by the end of December. So normally it takes a whole 12 months period if they are to get a vaccine, because they have to test it and see how effective it is. And with this one, because information was coming in little, so we don't have too much information about it. But according to the one of the men in charge of the coronavirus task force, he said they have started the vaccine research already. They started like way back in January. So if it's true that they've started the research on the vaccine way back in January, then they have done something that by the end of this year, or maybe early next year, God willing, they can have the vaccine coming up.
Wow. All right. Thank you very much. So hopefully by the end of this year and probably next year, we'll get a vaccine. We'll talk and dig a little deeper into this one, the subject of the vaccine. It's very, very important. Elder Ben. Elder.
Yes, Pastor.
So when I say coronavirus, Elder, what comes in your mind?
I think the two leading men in the panel has said something, but something that caught my attention just 2 days ago, and Elder Dr. Jose will vouch to it. I was surprised to find out in China, they have found out this virus has been able to be identified in the semen of males. And then there was a research done by Northwestern University with the major Western countries, including China, to identify why the rate of death, trying to identify the root cause. And they came to a conclusion. It's published in some journal, and they said vitamin D, lack of vitamin D, was the reason why majority of the people who died in Italy, all those countries that have higher numbers. And it surprises me that the virus, based on Johns Hopkins University,